1051.
Supposed to be protecting the court from.
I wasn't given that information. Within a week, we've been watching them. The only ones who...
1051, home of the Breakfast Club. Angie Martinez, that hip-hop and R&B. It's your main man, EmEz. It is the Sunday sit-down. And this afternoon, Morocco, Omari.
What's up?
How's everything, sir?
All is well, brother. How you?
I can't complain.
Yeah.
Life has been very, very, very fruitful for me.
That's good.
And you are from Chicago. You hail from Chicago, correct?
Born and raised, baby.
Talk to me about this Trump thing that happened yesterday.
Man, you can't come up in Chicago like that, bro.
Chicago's real. Listen.
You ain't coming.
There's not too many places a New Yorker might not feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Chicago might be one of them. Chirac is
coming
crazy.
in Chicago like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my city on that, man.
I'm not gonna lie. That made me feel good to watch everybody come together
you know what I'm saying?
on Trump.
It's like, man, cats are getting real reckless up in here. You know, so Chicago shut it down, man. So, hooray.
The rest of the country, hope y'all watching Chicago, because normally Chicago be a little wild. You know what I'm saying? But this time they did the right thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chicago. Now,
Yeah.
tell me what you've been working on, man.
Oh, man.
Because I just found out you're on Empire and Power, right?
No, not Power.
Just
not
Empire.
Power, just Empire.
Sorry.
Man. I respect Omari Hardwick and Power and the whole gang at Power. I'm in the Lions. I'm over in the Lions.
So
den,
how's that
brother.
going?
It's going well. I can't complain, man.
You
know
enjoying
what I
the time
mean?
over there?
Oh, yeah. And it shoots in Chicago, so I went home, man.
Oh, so that's like out the bed, right to work, right?
Yeah, they brought me in. They brought me home, man. So it's a good thing. I mean, what I can tell you is I'm FBI. I'm coming to investigate, Lucius Lyons.
Now, see, are you investigating the money?
Oh, I'm
Are you investigating the bodies?
I'm coming for them on all fronts.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's nice, man, and they've been real nice, man. It's cool.
And the last time we spoke, you told me about you were on Homeland. But you said I wouldn't recognize you because it wasn't. What did you say? And long story short, I went back and I watched it, and I was like, there he goes.
Yeah.
There he goes. I saw it.
Yeah.
Homeland's about to come back on. One of my favorite shows on TV.
As actors and as people of color, we got to be able to code switch. You know what I mean? Me and you, we can talk like this and kick it and have a little shorthand and conversation.
Absolutely. Slang it out.
Sometimes when we do the other shows, we have to pull it up and speak the game.
Absolutely, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just flip it up.
Got you.
You know
You got to
what I
be
mean?
resourceful.
You got to be.
Absolutely.
Take the shape of water, whatever
Morocco,
you pour it in.
Omari's in the building. What's your favorite thing that you've worked on? Whether show, TV.
Man. Well, see, I'm a theater rat, man.
See, that was the next
theater. So, I mean, with that theater, you get that immediate feedback because the audience is right there. You don't have a net, you know what I mean? So working on August Wilson, Len Nottage, Dominique Morisseau, just some of these playwrights, man, you get to dig into these characters, and you get to craft a whole character, you know what I mean? So you start from beginning, middle, and end, you know what I mean? And the audience is either with you or you're not. A lot of times when we do TV shows, you get a few scenes here and there. You don't get that meat. So with theater, you get that meat, man, and you got to be able to bring it. You know what I mean? Either you pulling them in with those words or you're not.
So that's got to be a lot of pressure, no?
It is, but I mean, if you look at it like you get sometimes 3 to 6 weeks of rehearsal. You know what I mean? And you're in your scene, and when you get out on that stage, man, you are in there with that partner. So you don't worry about all that. You know what I mean? You don't break that fourth wall like, oh my God, look at the audience. I mean, not to say, because I had one time I was in an intimate theater and Oprah Winfrey was right there in the third row, and I was like,
yeah, I made you start a little bit. Did I just say Oprah?
Yeah, that was like, yo.
Line, nigga, line.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, right.
Got you,
exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes that does happen. I mean, that was early on in my career, but then you just block that whole thing out, man.
What show did Oprah go to?
It was a play called Knock Me a Kiss, man. She bought the rights.
In Chicago?
To it. Yeah, in Chicago, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
My guy Morocco in the building. Maybe it's the Sunday sit down with your main man, EmEz. Tell me how you feel about is it the Oscars? The Oscars and the whole whitewashing of the Oscars. Are you someone that's on board with that, or are you someone that are you going to what's the word? Protest next year?
No, man. the Oscars have always been what it is, man. It's a popularity contest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who is the homecoming king and queen, man? And I feel like this: if you put out work, I mean, you have to change the Academy voting for one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Because a lot of cats should have been nominated or should have won awards for different roles. And I mean, we know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. But the whole system of Hollywood, it's like, if you get into this, like I always say, I don't act for trophies. You know what I mean? I act because I love doing it. You know what I'm saying? So if you get in here thinking, oh, I'm gonna win an Oscar, then that's on you. You know what I mean? If you're waiting on someone else to, thank you for what you've done, then that's on you, man. You're gonna be let down every year. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm gonna do the work. You know what I mean? Do the work and keep it moving. I mean, I don't get into it to be famous or be, look at me and recognize me. It's just like I do it because I love it. You know what I mean? Do something you love and you get paid for it. And that's what I do. You know what I mean? And we got an easy job for the most part. It's not hard. We're not curing cancer. We're not fighting a war. We're playing, we're making make-believe. And, when you understand that LA is, the whole Hollywood is all make-believe. You know what I mean? You get into like, oh, why didn't I get nominated? It's like, I think Jamie Foxx said, act better. You know what I'm saying? Act better. You know what I mean? But it is, man. You have to. It's a whole machine for real, man. You can't get into it like, oh, you just come out, because a lot of cats should have been nominated. A lot of cats should have won.
Okay, enough of the industry stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk more. Let's get more in depth with Mr. Morocco.
All right.
Omari.
Let's try it.
Last time we spoke, I found out that you had post-traumatic disorder.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Did I just say that wrong?
PTSD. Yeah.
How did you succumb to that? Like, how did that come about?
I was in the Marine Corps, man.
How was it living with that on a daily basis?
Well, even before I was in the Marine Corps, I'm a black man growing up on the west side of Chicago.
Gunshots make a nigga run.
Well, not even just gunshots. The police.
There you go.
The police will instill a PTSD and a fear in you. And at 9 years old, I was a policeman put a gun in my face at 9. You know what I'm saying? And me and my boy, we was just out throwing the football. It wasn't like we were, you know what I mean? We were 9 years old. We weren't Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James. We were average 9-year-olds. Police jumped the curb in the car, jumped out, put the gun in my face, and was like, freeze. And it was like, yo, and it was like, it's curfew. For curfew, brother. Curfew.
To a 9-year-old.
9-year-old. So that's PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Anytime the police come into our neighborhoods, they're not coming in to check on us. They're coming to arrest somebody, or they're coming in to kick in doors. They're not coming in to say, hi, how are you? You know what I mean? It's one of those things. So they instill that PTSD. So every time you see those blue lights, you tense up. So that's PTSD.
Wow.
That's by design. You know what I'm saying?
Could I sue the cops for that?
Can you sue the cops? How you gonna prove it?
There it goes. See, I'm just asking questions, man. I'm just asking questions.
How you gonna prove it?
That's crazy.
I mean, when they put a brother in the chokehold for selling cigarettes.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You know how you gonna prove it?
That's a very good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so that was PTSD. And then I went to the Marine Corps and I fought a war, and you're getting shot at every day. And I was on the front line, every day I was there. So I felt the ground move, you know what I mean? And then I went through Kuwait. My company liberated Kuwait. So gunshots and mortar rounds were going down, you know what I mean? And, you get used to it, but doesn't mean that, it becomes your normal, but it doesn't mean,
normal,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You come home and you're just like, all right, backfire of a car and you're ready to react. Somebody touches you, you're ready to react. You know what I'm saying? You can hear in your sleep, you can smell in your sleep. So stuff that you have to do to survive. Like when I first got home from Desert Storm, man, I was living with my mom. So, and I had a room upstairs, but I had to sleep on the couch because the couch was about the size of a cot or a hole that I would dig to sleep in. And I had to sleep with my back like this. In the Marine Corps, in the war, you sleep with your rifle like this in your sleeping bag. You know what I mean? Boots on and everything. Because you have to be ready. So I slept like this at all times. You know what I mean? And it took a while for me to get out of it. It took a while for me to get out of it. Yeah.
Shout to the armed forces.
And they say like,
crazy.
There's a, it's like 20. What is it? We're doing this thing called it's called a 22-day challenge. Do 22 push-ups because every day 22 veterans kill themselves. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a fact.
It's a fact.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they commit suicide, man. Because there's nowhere to turn to. There's nowhere to deprogram them. If you kicking them down with pills and all that, man. That's going to create some other stuff. You know what I mean? And we can get into the medical marijuana, but they're not going to prescribe those cats there. They're doing acupuncture and that. That's helpful, but a lot of times
Do you regret serving?
No, I don't. It's the best training I ever had, and I apply that training to life. You know what I'm saying?
In what ways?
As far as like, brother, I get up at like 5:36 in the morning. I hit the gym. You know, I mean, when I first started acting, man, I was working from 6 a.m. to 3 o'clock. I get off. I go to the gym from like 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. Then I go to acting class from like 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, or I'll go to rehearsal. You know what I mean? So that was my day, 5 days a year, until I was like able to quit my job and sustain myself as an actor. You know what I'm saying? So it was just that whole kind of that structure. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So it was like hard work. Like I'm just gonna keep doing it, and just, you know, this is my objective, and I'm not gonna stop until I get to my goal. You know what I mean?
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, basically. And I feel like this, like every young man should have 2 years of the armed forces. I'm not saying the war, but just that military training, because it teaches you how to be a man. A lot of these cats out here shooting each other and doing this wild, crazy stuff, they don't understand, man. Because I thought I was tough going into the Marine Corps, but it's some brothers, man. If a grenade fell, they jump on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like that. I mean, you know, I had cats like, you know, boxing instructors, martial arts instructors that was tough as nails. You look at them, you can see that they done killed a few people, and you're like, all right, I ain't gonna mess with this cat. I had a little Filipino cat jump up, kick me in the chest, and come down and says, you never seen a crazy Filipino before, and put both feet in my chest, brother. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh.
And you're a pretty tall guy.
Oh, it's real. It's real. You know what I mean? So it's like seeing that kind of dedication and hard work and that kind of manhood and that kind of discipline. You're just like, okay, cool. Because anybody can pick up a gun and shoot it, but you got to know how to pull a trigger and control your weapon. And I can shoot you from 500 meters, chest or head. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm a marksman. I'm a sharpshooter. I can do that. You know what I mean? So you have to know, you know, all this South Central, that ain't doing nothing, man.
It just looks cool.
You killing the innocent bystanders. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
This may come off wrong, so we may edit this. But I was talking to Charlamagne and Envy in the morning, because I produced with them in the morning. Yeah. And somebody had got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Somebody had got shot, and they let off 50 rounds, and the guy got hit twice. I was like, they're not teaching kids how to shoot out here. If you're shooting 50 times and only hit somebody twice.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Anyone shooting on the side.
And it's like, what are you shooting for? You know what I'm saying? So the idea of black manhood is kind of skewed, man. We get upset so easy. And our thing is aggression and killing each other. And it's just like, that's why I say with learning manhood and learning what that is. Because when you let somebody piss you off, then they've won. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If I let you upset me, then you've outthought me. You know what I mean? I've got upset, because that's the whole thing, is just like, we want you to get upset. We want to kill you. We want to put you in jail. That's our thing. That's what we want to do. You know, so go ahead and do it. You know what I mean?
That's real. That's so real.
It's by design.
Real.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
When we got all these these young soldiers, man, that can be, you know, doing something constructive. You look at someone like Jay-Z, who came out of the projects, man. That's a brilliant mind. And there's a lot of brilliant brothers that are in inner cities that don't get a chance, that don't get that exposure. You know what I'm saying? And if they had access to the exposure, like some of the rich kids do, then they'd be better. They'd be business moguls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'd rule the world. But by design, let's keep you down. Let's keep you suppressed. Let's put out these whack rappers talking about nonsense and put tattoos on, because we know that you're going to do that. We know you're going to put tattoos on your face and your neck because you want to emulate these cats. And you won't be able to get a job in corporate America. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? When I came up, I was listening to Rakim and Chuck D and KRS-One and X-Clan. And we were wearing red, black, and green. We were reading, the autobiography of Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad's books and the ISIS papers and Behold the Pale Horse. It was like knowledge of self. So we was understanding that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, with all that knowledge and all that power, they were like, nah, we got to get rid of that and put out whatever's on the radio now, man. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, art imitates life, and life imitates art.
That's
unfortunately
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'm speechless as I sit here and I soak in some of the things you're saying, because it's like, it seems so obvious.
Yeah.
But why hasn't anyone done anything to stop the problem?
Well, that starts at home. That starts at home. And if the parents aren't educating their kids, because we can't send our kids out to school to be educated. I mean, that's crazy to think that, I'm going to send you to school and you're going to learn.
But see, that sounds crazy to me for me to say I can't send my kid to school to learn. Well, so what am I sending him to school for?
You're going to learn something, but you ain't gonna learn about life. You ain't gonna learn
Okay.
what it is to be a man or a woman and to move and groove in this world.
Okay.
Oh, you'll learn your arithmetic
Gotcha.
and your English and some history, but not the real history. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not turning off the televisions and reading to these kids, you know what I'm saying? If they're watching these reality shows and thinking that that's what life is, you know what I'm saying? Or they're going to imitate, you know, the music that they're listening to. If we're not teaching them and exposing them and taking them on trips and getting them out of their neighborhoods, you know what I mean? What are they learning, bro? You know what I mean? It's like putting rats and letting them just eat each other alive, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because I love my people. I love them a lot. You know, so, you know.
So besides, let's get back into the entertainment because we got deep. Besides for the Empire stuff, what else are you working on?
I have a pilot that I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I met a woman on a plane on the way to Germany when I was doing Homeland, and I interviewed her for like 4 months, man, before I started writing. I can't really talk about it, but we have some interest in like Netflix and some things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get my Shonda Rhimes on, brother.
I hear that. I mean,
acting is great, being an actor, but you're always looking for a job. And I'm saying, you know, there's a difference between Shonda Rhimes and Kerry Washington. You know what I'm saying? That paycheck is different. And I'm able to employ my people, you know what I mean, and give jobs and being able to have a longer reach. You know what I'm saying? Just being creative. It's more creative. You know what I mean? As an actor, it's like, okay, I have to play this role. You know what I mean? But as a creator, it's like I get to create all the roles, and then I get to put my people in positions.
Power.
Yeah, that's all. At
Yeah,
the end of
power.
the day, it's power. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
Morocco Omari in the
Yeah.
building. This is Sunday Sit Down.
Yeah.
I wish I had more time
Yeah.
to kick it with you. I got to run and do a couple of things, but thank you
Yeah, man.
for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
We got to switch numbers because when we start doing stuff in the summertime, I need your energy because you've got a different type of mind I think we need to tap into.
Definitely, brother.
Appreciate you a lot, man.
Indeed, man. I appreciate you.
It's a Sunday Sit Down, Omari.
Right.
Morocco Omari, excuse me.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Right on.
Another example of how easy does it.